Game number 1. Let's go, ABG, how's it going? Perfect timing. We're waiting for you. I told everyone to wait. So we got Urn of Shadows, Death Wish. And on the other side, it's Lucas with Parcel of Fury. He mulligans a Bear Witcher. It's an Adrenaline card. He may not want it round 1. Although sometimes if round 1 goes long, it can come in really handy. Usually, with Death Wish, the plan is to play Dagon, but there's no Dagon in this deck. So he's just going to drop like Brewis and click the Urn of Shadows. Another interesting thing is you see a card that you usually don't see in Brewis Death Wish decks, which is Archespore. Fortunately for Youngface, he drew the Archespore, so he can drop it, play Toad, because what you don't want to have happen is have your Brewis draw the Archespores, because he can draw both of them. I mean, Succubus have the same problem. We're going to see a Feral Bond as the opener. And he goes for Haymaze Spear Maiden. This card might also be getting buffed. The reason why I think he went for this is because he's got Gird in hand, so he doesn't want to ping the Skellige Wolves too early. The Wolves are coming to his side anyway. And then this played for 6, but there's 1 Bloodthirst on his side of the board. Guaranteed, right? So that's going to later help with Giant Boar, or if he ends up like decreeing for one of these Mentors or Arnigat. Golden Necker is in hand, so Lucas doesn't have to worry about that. Part of what makes this Death Wish Erendite deck strong is because thanks to Urn of Shadows and Brewis, you can get a lot of tempo really fast in round 1. Okay, he's just going to open Gird now. And why didn't we put Wolves on the back row if we were going to Gird? Is Youngface Invanter's brother? Well, to be fair, he didn't draw Brewis. He's going to have to tutor it. Or Erendite. He does have Anira. But Anira can... And he has Hillik. Well, I'm sure he would have preferred having like 2 Toads and Brewis in hand. So it looks like we're going to have Hillik, I'm guessing, into Brewis. Oh, it's Lilith's Omen into double Harpy Egg. He's saving Brewis. So Lilith's Omen is playing for 12 tempo and 2 thinning. We're not clicking the Urn of Shadows. But that's a cool play, I guess. 12 for 9? With 2 thinning is good. In comparison, Crimson Curse is 16 for 9. But without the thinning. So. And it takes 5 turns. It requires bodies. But Crimson Curse is organic, which makes it, like, better. So we see a Brockmore Warrior get played to set up even more Bloodthirst. There's 8 damage cards on the board right now. Piggy would play for 12. Again, this Gird was a misplay. Like, look at how much value Gird would get on the front row. Either the Gird was a misplay or the Skellige Wolves placement was a misplay. Incorrect. Because each of these would be like 3 points, right? Because 1 minus from the opponent, and then you get a full power Skellige Wolves on your side. We do see Trial of the Grasses used to kill the Barbagazi. It is 2 consumes, which is very strong. And Youngface right now doesn't have any more consumes in his hands. So that's a bit of an issue. He still hasn't used Urn. Maybe I should respect forfeit against 4 Shoops. Stroko brought 4 Shoops. Classic Stroko. That's kind of it's kind of rough to run into you on his first game, a fellow Shoop enjoyer. You guys actually both have a similar playstyle. Like neither of you go full monkey in round 1. Like with some decks, obviously you need to. Like I've seen Stroko go full monkey round 1 with Kashi. Like playing literally every card. But both of you, I've noticed, don't mind giving up round 1. With Shoop decks, at least. YouTube stream died? Oh, what the hell? Sorry, guys. I don't know why it happens. I have literally like perfect connection. I think he should have brought out Brewis with Lilith's Omen. That's usually what Death Wish decks do, but he's trying to save it. Remember, he doesn't play Dagon, so this deck is going to play a little different.
I hear tomorrow's succulent colors.
We see a Succubus get played now. Axel and Brockmore Warrior are making this Manticore terrible.
Don't make me laugh.
We had like a 7-hour stream yesterday with the exact same settings on YouTube, no problem. Today, it's just not stopped working. Here's the giant boar for 12 points. How does Youngface catch up now? Lucas's deck loves red coin, by the way, because it has a good tempo. And it does well in a deep round 1. Looks like he decreed for Axel, right? Yeah. Played Siri Nova, which got Heatwave. So Oniro into Indrago Warrior is a play.
Be gone.
He's gonna go for Brewis first.
Come to me.
And he does get a Siren, which is gonna help him consume this. Of course, Lucas has a lock. He could either lock the Siren or lock the Brewis.
Mankind is a virus,
He locks the Brewis.
a plague.
And this is a problem for Youngface because now he's behind. There's not a second Succubus in the graveyard, so consuming this doesn't give points. consuming the Manticore is 2 points. So consuming this would be better. We might see like an Oniro for another Toad and then accept the loss on even and try to defend.
I'm just a sexy little cog in a fucked up machine called life.
You know what? This command has just outlived itself. So Youngface ends up playing Doldu Lock instead of a Neuromancy. Champion's Charge isn't very good, and Golden Necker is not a card Lucas can play. Okay, he's going to play Golden Necker. And he's roping. No time to look with Maxi. He's got to pick Bear with your Mentor real fast. And he does.
Strength matters not if you lack the skills to wield it.
I think as Youngface, you're perfectly happy here. If he had a K-Ran or something, maybe he plays it, but Eskel is 19 points. Eskel is enough, right? We could be trading Eskel for, I guess, whatever this last card is. Oh, right. Meskel's not enough because that's a Witcher. Good point. You'd have to kill the giant boar. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't restart the YouTube stream. So. Not without, like, interrupting this one and restarting OBS. It is what it is. I'll upload the VOD afterwards. Or I will annoy Sam into doing it. One or the other. So now Lucas has Arnagad. Hey, Indica. Oh, Toad is a beast. You're right. So Eskel is kind of not good against this deck, huh? I mean, Eskel can kill like a 4 or 5. No, not even like this 4, this 5. He greed leader in Oniro for no reason. So Lucas decided not to bleed for reasons beyond my understanding. I mean, I would have gone full Monkey Smork here. I would have just full leader, drop Arnagad next to the Heron Kaduk. Because he's a Witcher too, right? Yeah. And then drop Bear with your Mentor, Champion's Charge, and even Offering at the end if you want. Instead, Youngface gets to drop Toad, and he puts either Detlaf or Barbegazi on top. He still hasn't drawn Erendite, but it's a 10 power. Yes, Lucas will have double last say with a Tall Punish. And leader. So he probably still wins this, but... Youngface always smashes your face. He's just a good player, Troco. He beat Kepko as well last week. But I think he lost to Beetlegrove in the finals. So maybe you should watch that series and learn. Let's get really bad. It's not how I would have played it, but I also don't play this deck, so I don't know. He must have reasons. Sounds like there was a draw in the Axis Euroscape game. Yalmar answers the Barbagazi. Youngface does have 2 toads and a consume here. He can decree for either or Neuromancy for either a Siren or Eskel. I don't think it's going to be Eskel.
Go ahead, stare at me stump again, see what happens.
You could argue Lucas. No. For a second there, I thought it was serious. I was like, holy crap, like he's married. Oh my god. Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. But nope. He's just here to ruin my day. Thank you, Plaguey. I hope the next time you're enjoying a milkshake, you laugh and it goes up your nose. It is going to be hard for Lucas to get Bloodthirst against a deck that consumes everything. Also interesting that this was played before Detlef. There's the Gutting Slash. And it was played for 4 instead of 6. Lucas didn't want to lead a charge. Twice or 3 times. He wants to save that till the end. It can kill Witchers? No, it can't! Because that's called the Witcher. I mean, there's no humans in his deck. That's usually when you run Eskel. So the Eskel's fine, just this matchup, the Eskel sucks. Seems like an easy Siren to me. As the next play for Youngface, and then Iron Knight as the finisher. Ooh, Offering to the Sea gives him a free consume. Although, now Youngface won't get to use his leader, so... well, he'll get to use his leader on the Siren, so I think it's fine. Yeah, he'll leader the Succubus and the Siren. The Siren will eat the Detlef.
Oh. We're not done if you can still walk.
I expected to see a little number 2 next to R35's name, since he's so enthusiastic. There's a go. At least Akatosh has put his money where his loyalties lie. Gwent into Arnigat is pretty cool in this deck, but comes Madman Lugos playing for 9 points. 9 for 8. Kind of like a Riptide, but for 1 less provision. Rick Riptide, that is. If young face keeps showing up to the 30s for the next 5 years to become old face? Wait. Lucas forfeited. He just didn't have enough points. And all the young face haters talking about how he greeted leaders round 1, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Lucas didn't have enough points because he golden neckered round 1. I never golden neckered round 1 with that deck. I think. But push round 2? Maybe. Generally, Deathwish loves getting pushed because, like, Succubus have adrenaline. Like, remember when Lucas mulliganed the Bear Mentor in round 1? And I said, he mulliganed that. That Bear Mentor would have played for a lot. He had to end up tutoring for it, right? That Royal Decree that he used for the Bear Mentor, he could have used for a Quen Arnagad in a different round. Right? There was some small, like, and then the Pharaoh Bond Gerd not lining up properly. Yeah, never go half Papiga. Is words I live by. I always go full Papiga. But then maybe I'm not the best example to follow. You still don't think it was correct? Troco, this command is for you. Wait, is it this? There you go. Oh, Gamba is up, guys. Gamba is up for game 2. Young Face versus Lucas. Who wins, who lives, and who dies? Rank 6 guy giving advice. True. That pasta has a strong lineage.
Damn it.
At least Watch knows Eskel can't kill Witchers. At least I put Golden Necker in my Golden Necker deck, Mr. Troco. Also, is Troco pro rank? Hang on. Let's get to the bottom of this. He's ranked 2. See? Manu, I can give him advice. I mean, I know it was Lucas, and Lucas is pro, but I never miss a chance to make fun of Troco. It's the law. We got Maxi opener for Young Face for Lucas. Sorry, Lucas is gonna play the same deck this time from Blue Coin. And he's playing against Young Face's Aristocrats. If Young Face wins this game, he advances to the next round. So Lucas has to win from Blue Coin. You have more top 64 than most of the current Gwent players. So does Spiro. That doesn't make him good at the game. Matchup looks doomed for SK? It's actually not bad. From Red. From blue, it's you gotta outplay your opponent. Because like you don't have
Burdens.
any cards that are good remove like good lock targets. Of course, the problem is Youngface plays poisons, and there's good poison targets. You just try to get them all in at the end. Another problem, of course, is that your leader is a beautiful imposter target. So the game plan in this matchup for SK would be to win round 1 on even, bleed, and then win in a short round 3 with Golden Necker. It's a lot harder to win round 1 on even from blue. So Youngface has 2 Van Morlehems, a Rompali, and 2 Van Morlehem servants. So he's got plenty of locks for 1 Arnagad. The bigger concern, I think, for Lucas will be not locks but poisons. He does go tall, but he has 4 tall units. I guess we'll see. Aristocrats has really good short round with Usurper.
You played your hand. Now allow me to return.
And there is Joachim. And Ku. So Youngface has kept Artfane in hand. Or I don't know if they drew it last, but it does mean he could play gold round 1 if he wanted to. Although that's not really a factor here because you're never playing Usurper in round 1. That's a pretty good win streak. I had like a 2-game win streak against Paja once.
So, which one of you wants to
And then he
die
beat me 4
first?
times, same season. I have a minus 17 win streak against Miyaman. I think that's a lot of people, honestly. I never lost to any of the Gwent pros. There's a Chad right there.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
Youngface really hates this Maxi. Or maybe no. Yeah, I don't know why we put spying on the or bleeding on the Maxi when this is here. Maybe in case we have to poison it? Well, we're not playing scenario this round. The only way to trigger a second chapter scenario would be nothing, because this isn't even Aristocrat yet.
Let's get this over with.
Playing Gwent into Siri Nova. So Lucas expects a pass from Youngface at 7, which is the standard way that Aristocrats is played, and drops the Siri because he wants to push with it. Imagine being number 2 to Red Raim's number 1. Couldn't be me. I have never lost to Red Raim in anything. Sure, last round 3 with final say. Yeah. That's the idea, but he's not getting it. I think getting a short round 3 is still his best play, even if he doesn't have last say. Youngface keeps Artfane in hand. What is going on? Huh? Oh no, did he disconnect? No. Okay, I lied. I have lost to Red Ray. He came back, when I was streaming. I guess he's trying to punish the lack of proactivity in Lucas's deck.
Behold the goddess's wrath!
I couldn't tell you what's going on, honestly, guys. I'm gonna say this was a oversight. Like, he didn't see it in his hand. And he forgot it was there, so he mulliganed it. Or what you say? But like, committing Kalak is not a commitment.
Boots. Another blister.
You know what I mean? Like, he has a gold aristocrat that he could have used to pull this out. You don't care. I mean, I guess maybe you do because there is a Dora Gary, but that could be the reason. You want to play Art Fane, but you don't want to
I'll cleave you in two.
play Joachim, Vincent, Rompali, or Kalak during the bleed. I don't. Yeah, you always play scenario.
Ask a lady her age. It's unbecoming.
You play the Van Morlehem, you play the Kalak. I don't know. So Lucas uses a leader charge and Madman Lugos to take out the Dane. That is very, very good for him because that Dane was going to be 1,000,000 points eventually. And he gets the gate piece lock for something he can't kill.
I'll make sure the Emperor hears about your exploits, gentlemen.
Mercy from Nightshade.
Here comes the first poison. Oh, that was Rompali, okay. Hello, it's Delirio. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. We are in round 1 of the weekly community tournament. Watching Aristocrats versus Parasite Fury, Golden Necker. Lucas Legends versus Youngface. Youngface won game number 1 with Death Wish against the same deck. And now Lucas has to win this game or get knocked out. There's Kalak answering the door, Gary. And he gets another poison.
Thinking can be hazardous to your health.
Cupbearer is on top. We'll see if Youngface keeps it there. He does. He put the turn card at the bottom. Now Joachim will get him another poison. And a double raid, this time from Rusma. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream.
Who wants to taste Skelliger Steel?
Okay, Hjalmar. What did it banish? I don't know, but it answered the Rompali. We're in round 1 of the weekly community tournament. And it is Lucas has to survive this game or he's knocked out. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're having a good Sunday. We just started. Thanks for the follow. 517-464635. Yeah, Youngface loves Master of Disguise, and he's been showing that it's a potentially overlooked card. Lucas plays Offering to the Sea. That's very good here. He's gonna have a pretty big giant boar. Youngface will have to like give it a status with Van Morlehem before being able to kill it with Vincent. He might play Vincent and kill the 10, though. Right now, boar is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3, 7, 7 and 2, 9. So this will play for 13 points when played on the melee row. I imagine Lucas is going to hold the rest of his leader charges so that he has a champion's charge. in round 3. Lucas has got to be happy about seeing the Vincent. Because he knows there can't be many answers. Like, there's no answer left for his giant boar. No, I don't think you ever pass here. You go to a you go to a 5-card round 3 when your opponent has Usurper and Joachim and Ku, you lose. Even if you draw Golden Ichor, which he doesn't have, by the way. He could just miss it. I hear Toxicologist is going to get nerfed. So this is going to force Youngface to play Joachim, I think. Toxicologist. I think it's going to go to 5 provisions next month. Honestly, I don't hate it.
I wonder what listeners will have captured this time.
The clock card. The 4P clock card. It would be a 2 provision nerf to clog. People don't like clog. And there's a lot of clog on the ladder. Didn't Lirio play it to like 26-30 last season? So Ku on the Madman Lugos is actually going to be enough.
I make the laws here.
How did... Just a Van Morlehem Hunter plus Ku was enough. So Lucas has last say, but Youngface kept Joachim. He needs to find Usurper. And he doesn't have Aristocrats in hand, so he needs to get rid of them. Roderick is really good. Roderick is guaranteed to get Usurper. And then... do you mulligan Van Morlehem's? If you mulligan and you draw Usurper, your Roderick's a brick. So the safe play for Lucas would be to... For Youngface would be to just keep this hand. And Lucas on the other side has not drawn Golden Ichor. Youngface says, I don't need to be safe. I believe in the heart of the cards. And he draws a Thirsty Dame. Lucas has Leader and Axel. That could be his like last card. I think the right play for Lucas is to just stay uninteractive. So you Trial the Grasses this one. You could decree for Arnagad, but again, that just gives a leader charge. Like, I would literally just discard Decree. I would play Trial of Grasses now, discard Decree. Champion's Charge, maybe, something. Maybe not. And just play Axel and full leader last turn. But Joachim is a lot of points, so maybe that's not really an option. Yeah, that won't work. Yo, R35. This is how you lose your mod sword.
There's but us.
Last card has to be Champion's Charge. Yeah, because of Usurper, or especially if like Joachim gets it. Not removing this Dame though is kind of trolling. What are we saving it for if not for a Thirsty Dame? Like, giving Artfane targets is really silly. I mean, maybe he's gonna decree for Bear Witcher Quartermaster and then play Trial, but
There's blood from my hands.
like this is already 9. Oh, I noticed this deck doesn't run Emir. There's no Emir in Youngface's version. He prefers Rompali and poisons. One has to play around with the sword, you gotta understand. No, not against diamonds. If you see a diamond, they're untouchable. Mess around with the riffraff. Like this guy, Plastic Tone 2. Not even the original Plastic Tone. You can time him out for 30 seconds just to be funny. But diamonds have a shield. Yeah, we gotta maintain the social order in this. Maybe he wants to try the grasses to Joachim, but then there's a coup on Axel, so that doesn't really solve any problems. I mean, Lucas is just out. This is why you don't play Moshcraft decks. You just get too old in a tournament in front of everyone. What kind of an idiot would make a deck created by this baboon?
Enough! Let us finish this.
The more items you have.
Yeah, 2-power Joachim you could kill with a Bear Witcher Quartermaster. Like, Lucas, what he did in this round 3 that's wrong, is he tried to play his deck. When you play Aristocrats, you play against their deck. You don't try to, like, play your deck for max points, because they will outpoint you. Against greedy decks, you play to counter them instead of buffing yourself.
Go ahead, stare at me stump again, see what happens.
The Joachim should have been front row if that's where he was planning to lead her. Yeah, and he even pings his tallest unit, knowing the last card's champion charge, or potentially champion charge. Golden Necker here would have been some points. He probably wouldn't have been 50 points, though. Like, if this last card was Golden Necker.
The more I drink with our forefathers!
Ends up losing by 23. It would have been a lot closer if that was Golden Necker into Champion's Charge. It would have been like a 6-point game, but Youngface still wins that, I think. So, Youngface gets out of the round. I'm going to see if I can catch game 3 of another series. Cyrus versus Hardy is already over. Cyrus won that 2-0. Axis Kilgore and Eurosmeister. Looks like Axis won game 1, and there was a tie, so they're replaying game 2. If Axis wins game 2, the series is over, we go to round 2. If not, then we'll get to watch game 3. Youngface didn't play as good as usual, but he still won 2-0. I mean, you deign to understand the mysterious ways. Like, yesterday, I watched Paja. Like, he had a soldier here And then he put Henselt to the left and played Foltest Pride to the right of his Henselt. And so he ended up being Henselt, Siege Support, Foltest Pride, Soldier. And he was playing against Violet Kiraman. And he ended up winning. Comfortably. So, was he wrong? Or was it just elaborate BM? We'll never know. He says yes. Washed. It was a mistake. Oh my god, how many of you dipshits missed the sarcasm on that? Of course it was a mistake! What the fuck? Actually, you should put Henselt next to the unit with the cooldown, because that's how he works. Really? Thanks. Alright, let's just use Polish VPN. That's the lesson there. Now you should put Pride to the left of Henselt. Always. That's how I play. He also killed a unit to be targeted by Giant Slayer. Honestly. Yeah. Imagine making mistakes. Couldn't be me. Alright, let's see what Euros and Axos brought. So Euros brought Knights with Heatwave and Defender. Knighthood. Artifact. So non-devotion Knights. Instead of Erendite, he's running Defender, basically. Just saying, I don't need sword to outpoint you. Knighthood is 8 provisions. The rest of the deck looks standard. He's running Aquan Symbiosis with Eskel. And double Equinox, Tempest, 1 Harvest. He's running Reckless Flurry SK Witchers. Boo! 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 Everyone shame him. Boo! Because we hate this deck. This deck is cringe. Wait, are you done with your series? But it doesn't say here. Oh, you just lost. You just got 2-0'd and you got booed. Oh, imagine. Okay, round 2, guys. Round 2 begins. I'm sorry. So rude. It got banned. Sky Gallery abandoned. Alright, what was your other decks? We'll take a look. Enslave? Is this Ivo? Yeah. Enslave Ivo. So, how did the series go? You lost to Alchemy and... Oh, the Morntart deck. With your Simba... Wow. Okay. Right? Is this... let me see these 2 decks. Oh, it's... Oh, of course. Wait. Yeah, I can see this beating Selfwood. Or beating Enslave. Sorry. There's a Svalbard. I'm surprised I haven't seen more Svalbards ever since it got buffed. He just literally cuts... Oh, no, he's got Sigvald. Is there a Maxi? No. But there is an Avalok Sage instead of a Neuromancy. That's kind of cute. I kind of dig it. And then this is the... This is the Arrakis deck with Acid Spit and Iteran. Beautiful stuff. Thunderbolts for Kikimor Warriors. So hopefully we can catch Sky later in the tournament. Well, first they gotta be Young Face. Good luck. The machine that can't be stopped. But I'm rooting for you, Axis. I mean, you weren't watching the series, but Young Face looked very beatable. Literally, I think I could have won that series. I'm not kidding. I think I might have won that series. My washed ass. Okay. So Kepco versus Ninja Pang is going to be a banger. I don't know if Kepco's streaming, but if they are, you can watch that game there. Doomsday versus Cyrus is another one. But we're going to be watching Sean Bean Stay Alive versus Max Tremere. These guys with their names. Round 2. Fight. We gotta watch Trunko. Yeah, we have to. It is the law. Imagine not having a blob totem in your place. Oh, there's no totem. Yeah, there is. There it is, right there. What do you mean? Okay, what did Max Tremere bring? Let's take a look. So Max Tremere brought Shoop Temple Mutagenerator with Erland and Iris Duo. 2 locks and then a bunch of 4Ps. He brought Reckless Flurry, Shoop, Compass, Erendite, Lippy with Troll Porter. Beautiful stuff. And then he brought Shoop NG. I'm noticing a pattern here. He brought, let's see, it's got Truffle, War Council, Ramon, Sergeant. Okay, this is, and Peter. We have Shoop Scoia'tael rounding up the lineup with Shiru. Shoop, Shiru, Francesca. Oh, this is beautiful. I wish I could make this series a best of 5. All right, what did Sean Bean bring? What sweaty ass try hard decks did Beetle bring? Deadeye Ambush Ragnarok Feign Death with Angus and friends. Looks pretty standard. Does it shackles? We got Soldiers with Erendite and Quacks with Imperial Golem. Seen this before. The Golden Necker Shield Wall with Visigotta and Onagers. This is a deck Troko himself has also played, so he'll be familiar with it. And Patsala Fury with Sove and a Hammond. Hammond is now a card you play in every deck because he's an 11 for 7. It took us like 2 years to nerf Axel, but then we overbuff Hammond. He's an 11 for 7 with movement. So every Ragnarok deck should run Hammond. Here we go. So it's Shoop NG for Max Tremere and Erendite NG for Sean B. One has 2 Scoia'tael decks? What? Oh no.
Fuck you, Nilf garbage.
So, yeah. Cyrus equals Washnaba. So Trixie, do you have another deck that you can play? because it's supposed to be 4 different factions. If you do, I can fix it for you, I think.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Just post it in chat and tell me which one of your SD decks you want me to remove.
We go where the Empire has not yet reached.
So we have Calvide for Max Tremere and Crossbow Oxenford Scholar for John Bean. Here comes a Diplo into a lock. It's kind of nice. Again, one the wrong play. I don't want Quacks to win.
No door is closed to me.
What would Quacks pull? It would be Rune Mage or Ramon or no Rodea. Damn, that is a good Quacks actually. Lucky for Troco, Sean Bean didn't draw Quacks round 1, and he played Calvide, so Quacks won't be that special. Okay, Trixie, I have your deck. Which ST deck should I replace?
None can match the power of Nilfgaard.
The Nordlings' hatred for us will never win.
So Akatosh try to influence Trixie. Change that for Force of Nature. No. I gotta it's one deck per faction. Guys, stop it. Poor Trixie is like a reinvigorate. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna reset you guys a series so you have the full 10 minutes to choose what to ban.
I propose we present them 2 scabbardless swords.
I always find a way in.
Don't listen to Baboon chat, yeah. Don't listen to chat is just like good life advice in general. So Max Tremere gets Infiltrator from War Council. I mean, he's gonna want to keep last say, so I don't think he's gonna play any further. Yeah. And on this side, you see Erendite played because it's free. And then another Scholar. So, Sean Bean, Beetlegruff, decides to keep all the engines and gets to have Sunset and Battle Stations for round 3. So, I mean, Troco has last say, but in a long round, against this many engines, plus the carryover on Arendite and Sunset, I feel like Beetle's in a better position. Beetle even gets Decree, so they can play it for Quacks. They're gonna open with it. This 14 points helps them get their Arendite going, but it does pull a Nilf Knight from Troco's deck. Could have been a crossbow or an Alba Cavalry as well, but ends up being 5 tempo Quacks.
Watch close.
This one is Imamon's creation? Ah, okay. I just remember seeing it, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and thinking, wow, it's very elegant. So that now it makes sense. It would be an Imamon creation, right? Like, he's so creative. And, like, cheesy. But in a good way. Like, my cheese is just mostly greed. Or, like, cute combos. His cheese, like, the entire deck is one, like... like, in America, we have these, like, balls of, like, cheese and smoked meat and whatever, and it's you just cut it with a knife and eat it with crackers. It's like this giant ball of, like... It's like that. Okay, it's like amalgamation of like deliciousness. Yes, Heroes. Mastigo says milled many people in this tournament. Literally got told to kill themselves by someone because of what they trade her to King of Beggars or something. I mean, they played Mill against me as well. They just play like aristocrats, but with Kingslayers, you know? Or cultists with Mill. Just the most toxic things you can think of. Alright, so we got 2 engines here. And 1 engine here that's been locked. This is what I was worried about for Troco, because Arendite is still ticking. It's already at 12 damage. Illusionists are good. But Troco's already down. Like, he's had to use 2 leader charges already. And his pigs are not talented. And everything's getting locked because Beetle has 2 locks. The Sunset does go to the melee row and blocks the, or breaks the flanking. Although it happened, I think, after these pings went off. So they can move it. Troco does have 2 locks and a Rune Mage. So toxic streamer. Is there anything more toxic than Nilf Garbage against Nilf Garbage, overbuff leader versus overbuff leader? I mean, just like look at this board. Have you ever seen a more disgusting sight than Alba, like lock, like just there's a Quacks on this board, 2 like carryover things.
Stars contend, you shall
Fuck you, Nidofu garbage.
This is the least toxic card on the entire deck. It's literally anti-poison. We see a Bacala come down because we need more artifacts in an artifact deck. Hivecaster. And now we have Arendite to 14 points. That's not 13, but actually 14. There's like 4 more turns, so it might even go to 18. Can you imagine a sword that's 18 inches long? I couldn't, but we might see it today. On the other side, we have a little baby girl on a mast. We got a Nausicaa Sergeant, and the Sergeant comes down. Not from Ramon, by the way. He chose to Ramon like an illusionist. But we got Sergeant. Sergeant plays for 11 points because 11 for 6, the Nilfgaard way, is the balanced way with some armor to make sure that you can't even like damage it. And now we have the Truffle of the Mushy get applied to the back row. And this Diviner's taking damage because of apparently what an Imperial fleet has done is infuse an enemy unit with a debuff that if somebody on the other army is standing at the right or left side of the formation, like who came up with this? This makes no fucking sense. Infuse an enemy unit at the end of your turn. Damage self-reach. Like, what? Like what? I'm just a soldier in the army and I see some dude standing over there to the left. I'm like, ah! I better stab myself? Like, what? What drunken German gynecologist came up with this infusion? Oh no, they got somebody standing on the left side, which is always true. And now Troko shows why he's a top 64 player by getting an Alba from Runebase. That's how you do it, boys. And because it was a soldier, caused the crossbow to ping the armor of the other one. Insane gameplay. Of course, the bad news for Troko is that his opponent is playing a superior deck with more engines than he can afford to lock. He plays another light cav. He doesn't even bother. Like, he does move this one, then plays another light cav on the right side. So engine value is going to continue. The Sergeant has already played for 13 points this game, by the way. 13 for 6. Yes, I'm talking to you, Papegas, who choose to buff it by 1 power every other month. Get a life. Get a hobby. Like, go touch some grass. Imagine, like, I don't think... I'm not exactly, like, the coolest person around, but whenever I feel depressed about my life and the choices I've made, I know I can go to sleep at night with some pride, knowing I have never voted to buff Nausicaa Sergeant. Because if one day I woke up and I was the guy who voted to buff this in the Papega Council, I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I'd want to continue living anymore. Nausicaa Brigade. Don't even talk about the Brigade. We're talking about Sergeants. I'm still the boomer complaining about, like, last year's stupidity. I'm not even caught up to this year's stupidity. Here comes Shoop. It's kind of have to be a Shoop yoink. It's not a Shoop yoink. He thinks that with the 14 points and the 15 points and the 14 points here, oh, he can kill this. Actually, this is a very good Shoop. Don't listen to me, chat. Why isn't this Marine? Wait, what? What did he kill? What did the Shoop kill? Was it a... Why didn't he kill this? It's right there.
Bards across the Empire will sing of this day.
There's a heat wave on the 14 and a battle prep. This card, man, it's still damaging itself. And here comes the biggest sword you ever seen. I didn't even see how much points it was for, but it was like 16 or more.
I trust you have sharpened.
And I don't think Redea is going to be enough points. Unfortunately for Troko, he does not have any clicks. It's just going to be 13 points, and he loses by 7. This infusion played for like, I don't know, 9 or 10 points actually. So more engines in the long round wins as expected. And now Troko has to win the next game or he's out of the tournament. 18-inch sword, wow. That is quite large. All right, I'll try and over-explain the next game, Troko. Or Luigi, sorry. You're not gonna bet on Troko again? This is the wrong thing. This is the series. So Deadeye Ambush and Pincer, Shoop Erland, Pincer Drog, or Pincer, sorry. Shoop Erland, Pincer were banned. This soldier's deck went through. This one didn't. Attorney client, please. There you go. Okay, Troko is going to play Shoop Lippy from blue. And it's against Soul, Patchella Fury, Ragnarok, Compass. Okay, so I'll Ouija redeemed and over-explained, so I'll explain what I think both of these decks are trying to do. Max Tremeer's deck is a Lippy deck. It's trying to play its best cards in round 1, banish everything else, and then replay the best cards again. He has a Troll Porter in the deck, but he missed it. He missed his Snowdrop. He does run Curse Scroll. So, like, when I say the best cards, I mean he wants to play Redea and Rune Mage, and then banish everything else.
The mysteries of this world, boundless they are.
That's basically the entire game plan. It's to double dip, because gold cards are expensive to put in your deck, right? Like bronzes are cheap, so you put some really expensive good cards in your deck and some really crappy 4 provision cards in your deck, right? To balance it out. Then you banish all the 4P cards, and you get to play golds, and then you play the golds again. On the other side, for Beetle, the game plan is to abuse the discard package for tempo, right? And thin your deck so much that you only have 2 cards left, and then you use Compass to play whatever legendary you need, right? It's a choose your own adventure kind of card. So let's say you're in a long round 3, and you have some pirates in hand, and your opponent has like low power units that you can kill. You play the pirate scenario. Let's say your opponent has a lot of units and you don't have many. You play Spellblood. Let's say your opponent has a lot of units that are damaged. You play Wild Boar of the Sea, right? Let's say your opponent is playing like a movement engines and doesn't have the control. You play like a Dire Bear, and none of his units can boost or whatever. Or if it's Kashi or something, you just play Dire Bear and you laugh at them, right? So depending on what you're facing, you get to play what you want. In round 1, they're going to try and just like thin their deck. I don't think they're ever catching in tempo to Max Tremeer's deck. And also, the thing about this deck is because you want, like, you need to play discard package and thin your cards, you don't really, you can't play your whole hand in round 1. So you're mainly just trying to thin and not spend anything important. Later on, Ragnarok Chapter 1 can be comboed with Sov to kill whatever Sov summons. And Sov can summon a 9, a 6, or a 4. Or a 2 in this deck. So depending on how much Bloodthirst you have. So right now, Max Tremeer has like 5 Bloodthirst, right? So Sov could summon an Elder Bear or Raging Bear, and it would go down to 4 power. Combi is the only option. Yeah, you can play Combi. Like I saw Full Tilt win a game earlier today because he played Combi. Like he didn't have last say, so he just played Combi and forced his opponent to discard like their win con or whatever.
Ye who wander on the gale, ye we summon, ye we call.
Troko clicks the Redea stratagem and discards Morkvard and then immediately uses Peller to purify it. Both players are playing Compass. Troko still has Snowdrop. And next round, he's going to play Lippy, which will put Troll Porter back in his deck. And so he could get the Lippy, the Snowdrop Troll Porter combo. Of course, there's a Heat Wave on the other side, so it's not really like, a one-shot win con. It does have an answer. Troko could play Shoop and then play Lippy, right? When you play Lippy, Roach and Knickers immediately pop out the deck. If you had a Morkvarg in the deck when you play Lippy, that would also pop out, because Morkvarg leaves the graveyard when it moves from the deck to the graveyard, it pops out. Or anytime it enters the graveyard.
The board of ethics would never allow it. Never.
During your round or whatever. So he's going to open with Scholar.
I can do
It gets
deal more for
the
you.
response from Beetle is Coral. Nine cards in deck. There's a Maxi that hasn't been drawn. Usually with this Reckless Flurry deck, you try to save leaders for a short round 3. In this situation, both players have a strong leader. Oh yeah, this leader has really good synergy with Sove, right? Because it can create 4 Bloodthirst. So, what did Troko play? He played Heatwave to answer Coral.
Damn it all.
And then we see Beetle respond with Care Troll. Care Troll is another way that you kill a Sove target. Basically, all of this is to prevent your opponent from having a turn to purify or boost the Sove target. Because what Sove does is summons a beast from your deck to the opposite row, and when it dies, you boost by double the amount. So if you summon a Raging Bear and you kill it, you get boosted by 18. So this becomes a 28 for 12, plus 1 thinning. I don't think either player wants to play Compass this round. Oh, well, actually, Troko could play Compass this round, yeah. He uses Shoop to destroy an artifact. So now his graveyard has Shoop, right? He does have, 2 cards that aren't great. We see Beetle use the leader charge to set up Bloodthirst so they can play Abordage into Demon Pirate Captain. This is another card that's oftentimes played in Lippy decks because it transforms into a Doomed card and it doesn't clog your graveyard with stuff you don't want to replay. It's a 4P card that disappears, basically. Yeah, I think I would argue maybe Troko should have played Compass into Care Troll or something before playing Lippy. If you do that, you might not be guaranteed Compass again though, right?
And now I shall break you.
He's gonna play Snowdrop. And he draws the 2 worst cards possible. So he gets Beetle to commit Ragnarok, but Beetle now gets ahead. At least the Seagull carryover is out, so Troko can be happy about that. He's going to play Compass now to thin his deck. Uses it to play Rune Mage. There is now a lot of Bloodthirst on his side of the board, and Beetle's Sove is going to be very powerful. Troko's deck could play Compass, but Beetle's deck really can't, I think. Double leader used because you want to remove these bodies. Because Chapter 2 of Ragnarok plays Clear Skies, which boosts all units in a row. So each of those seagulls was actually worth 3 points. You get some extra value from the leader. But this is a pretty big commitment. This is basically Troko saying, I'm going to go all in. Go ahead and play yourself. We know from his hand that he can't 2-0, right? Hey, Chi-Chi. Welcome back. Here comes Soul for a bear. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then instantly using the Ragnarok 5 damage to finish it off. And you are never catching up. But at least Troko got the Soul. He's going to play the Arendite. And then when he sees the squirrel, he's going to regret that decision. Because that Arendite was a lot of his carryover. Actually, no. It's the compass that gets squirreled. So that's actually not as bad, I think, because Troko still has Shoop, Redea, Morkvarg, Heatwave, and Arendite. He's kept the Peller. That's pretty terrible, I think. He needs to draw Redea here. He gets Shoop. And he doesn't have Compass. Meanwhile, Beetle has Burna for like 15 tempo as the first play. This is going to be a Shoop 13, I think. So we'll play. It will be a 17-point Shoop. And like as you can see, there's not a lot of cards left here, but there's a compass, and that compass is going to be whatever you want it to be, and it's going to be a lot of points. By the way, Morkvarg is a pirate, so it has Hammond synergy. Imagine if Beetle combis. Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna see it. That would be hilarious, though.
Oh, how wonderful! You speak our tongue.
Heatwave on the 8 to try and help the sword grow a little bit.
Don't you pester me.
There's not much to say at this point. We just have to see how many points to play for. But this leader itself is already more points than Troko has. And because of the unit dying, Troko doesn't play Arendite there, which I guess he doesn't need to. Just plays Morkvarg. Combi would win here, actually. Yep. There's the combi. He should have played Arendite. Leave, but maybe he knew he was losing either way. So that's that. Beetlegruff wins 2-0 against Max Tremere, who brought a quadruple Shoop lineup. I was excited to see the ST deck, but we didn't get to see it. I'm going to see if there's another game we can jump into. They're already on game 3, so probably... See if we can get the Young Face Access Kilgore game. Wow, grats Akatosh. I'll take my money now. Looks like Axis played Morntard and lost to Symbiosis. We could also try and catch Doomsday versus Cyrus. They're already in game 3, so it's either Doomsday Cyrus or Axis Youngface. Forgot the compass round 2. Oh, is that what happened? We were wondering. Kind of forgot. Yeah, chat was talking about it. Like, what if you keep the Morklark as an anti-combi bait? A younger Troko would have done that. A younger Troko would have gone for the cute play. Okay, I'm going to take a short break, catch my breath, while we wait for the next game. You were dead on board? Not if you play Arendite. If you play Arendite, Beetle might assume that your last card is Rodea. Your Arendite was a 14. You would have won, I'm pretty sure. Not that Beetle would have done it. There's no reason for Beetle to do that. But there's still Gwent tourneys? Yes, they are. Go to tournaments.playgwent.com and you'll see all the tournaments that are happening. So, for example, Lilith has a tournament with special rules. So you have to in this tournament you have to build decks that, like, for Northern Realms you either have to have me, Rayla, Demavan, or Odo. For monsters it's Kelly, Bloody Mistress, or Glusty. For Scoia'tael it's Barnabas, Gabor, Ruver, or Eldain. Nilfgaard it's Albrecht, Ardal, Kahir, or Ispel. Because it's themed around Thronebreaker. And these are characters from Thronebreaker. There's another one by Cintrian Lion. Bunch of good players are playing in it. Including some people that you see in our tournament right now. You go to tournaments.playgwent.com. No problem. If you want to play in my community tournaments, I do one every Sunday. We've done 120 of them now. And if you want to get notified, you can just join Discord and make sure you check the Gwent channel. I always post a link there when I said what? Did I catch my breath? Trying to. I sometimes forget when I'm streaming that I'm like sitting in the same spot for 6 hours. So I'm trying to get better about getting up and walking around. Get cardio? Oh, okay. Fuck you. All right, so it looks like Cyrus. Wait. So Cyrus 2-0 Trixie. Looks like the Force of Nature deck is what they lost with. So I think we have to watch this semifinal and this final here. I'm gonna hope to catch Axis versus Youngface, so I'm gonna have to like be running around in this room in case I get invited. So the games begin already. All right, Bollywood, you organize a tournament and you set it up so that there's no gaps between the games. I will totally watch. We are waiting for round 2 to finish. The series we were watching finished 2-0. So we're going to watch game 3 of Axis Kilgore versus Youngface, if there is a game 3. You're fine, man. I'm just messing with you. Good to see it. Get better mods. Hey, what's going on? Just to let you know, I ain't doing predictions. Who wants to do predictions? Somebody else step up, please. Chat loves Gamba. R35, why can't you do predictions? You gotta step away. Makes sense to go to bed because if I'm not playing, I'm not even a shadow. It says to be bad. I think you just make simple. I don't know. You brought fun decks, and you ran into someone who played their decks perfectly. I don't know that you can win the NG mirror. I didn't catch any mistakes that game. The Lippy game, maybe Compass changes things, but probably doesn't, honestly. Like, once Ragnarok and Silver played, you were... And then your Compass got squirreled. Like, you just kind of got countered there, I think. If there was a mistake made, it was in maybe queuing the wrong decks or the lineup. It wasn't in the games, really. Other than that Compass, but... It still gets squirreled even if you play it correctly the first time. What would you have picked from Compass in round 2? Sam hasn't done anything. Oh, wow. He doesn't do, like, prediction stuff. Okay. I got my heart rate to 112. That counts as cardio. With weights and everything. See, I'm an athlete. I think that I was playing decks like that in qualifiers versus pro players is not a good excuse that my decks are weaker than opponent deck. I can't really speak to that because I never played fun decks against. Well, I did beat Miamon with my cleaver deck, but
Fuck you, Niru garbage.
is Miamon singing this one? I mean, it is a Japanese singer. Miamon don't have good music taste? That's not true. He's playing AI slop songs now, but I've listened to good music on his channel back when he used to play. I love covers too, so. Yeah, it's hard to like I was watching again yesterday. I was watching Paja play, and there was a moment in like a game where he was playing like Shield Wall against the Blaze of Glory Renfree deck, I think, and it was round 1, and he was down like 20 points, and he played another card. And I was trying to figure out what his reach was. And I asked, what's his reach? And he said, it doesn't matter. My opponent's a good player and he's not going to pass there. Right? And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, his opponent wasn't going to think that Paja is bluffing. So, he was able to bluff. Like, because like usually on ladder when I pass, I'm like, how's he going to catch up? It's on the assumption that my opponent goofed. You can't assume Paja goofed. And people know that he's a good player, that surely he counted the reach, so he gets to get away with actually not having reach. Because people know he's going to do basic math. Yeah, I was talking about it earlier when I said you and Beetle have similar play style. Usually don't go full monkey round 1. And I was like, well, except, you know, that Kashi game where he went full monkey round 1. Yeah, your baboon needs more. Your inner baboon needs more exercise. I'm kind of a Kerpiton hater, so I'm not the best person to answer that. I think, okay, if I try to be objective, I think Paja's better, but Kerpiton is also very good. Like, they just have slightly different styles. Not slightly. They have different styles, I think. Because Paja's way better. It's not even close. Can we start the round? Yes. But like I'm not an expert on that subject, because I think to have a strong opinion on that, I would need to have played against them. So like all I'm going by is like anecdotal things that other people have told me, right? Like Puzzle used to talk about how he was most scared of playing against Paja than any other player. Audio crackling? I have a win streak against both. No, I mean like in a tournament. Ladder doesn't mean anything. Anyone can win against anyone on ladder. It's like I can take games off of all of them on ladder. But a best of 5 against the good players, like I might have like a less than 5% chance of winning the series. You're more scared of Miyamoto? I mean, it's hard to even comment. Like, because like all we have to go on is like ladder games, and like Miyamoto's not. Is audio good now? Like, I don't think Miyamoto really makes their own decks anymore because they got tired of whatever deck they made getting nerfed. Pasha isn't like playing full time to be like a Gwent pro. He's just playing games to have fun. Like he'll play decks that have a lot of points. Like he's just and that he'll like get good games with. You know, he's not like sitting there building lineups for tournaments. It's just a completely different scene. Like we can't really talk about right now. I mean, I don't want to speak for him. But I don't think he's like sitting there coming up with tournament like lineups based on what he thinks he'll like. It's just a whole different like thing, right? Ladder and tournament is completely different. Like I think a good example is maybe Lirio. He's probably one of the best ladder players, but his tournament performance was never as good. From my recollection anyway. Gwent's just like a complex game, and there's lots of different ways to do things. CS tournament's coming this summer. Nice. So I see Darren, Kepko, Merlitzo, RBS, Tinkoff. Okay. Oh, this is the BAM Cup. Gotcha. So in order to qualify, you got to get top 16 on ladder in one of these 4 months. Second to 10th place amongst CIS players and registered foreigners. Bonus points for informational support of the tournament. Hey, how many bonus points? Everyone qualifying top 16 grand finals to have a webcam? Oh, never mind. Then I can't play. I don't care about the bonus points, but I'm happy to. I guess I should contact them. I'm happy to cast some of the games if anybody wants English cast. Basically like the former Soviet bloc countries, I think. Yeah, deck building, ladder play, tournament play are like 3 different skills. And some players have them all, and some like you don't need to be the best deck builder because you have to be the best player and win the most tournaments because you can just be good at recognizing what's a good deck once it's built. Cyrus 6 is time to ban. Crime investigation scene. Yeah, that's good. Central Investigation Service. So, I guess we can look at decks instead of just sitting here like an idiot. Let's see what Kepco has brought. So, Kepco this time brought vampires. That's interesting. It's probably Golden Necker. No. It's full-on vampires. Okay. With Oniramancy, Regis, Unseen Elder, Heatwave, Detlaf, Riptide, Katakan, Oriana, Naglfar. No Decree, but you do have Oniramancy. Operator. I say no Decree because when I see Operator, I think. There's 1 Shackles, 1 Feast of Blood, and a Purify. No locks, other than this. No Dorigari or whatever. There is a Riptide. Okay. I hope Cyrus didn't DC. And then we have a Deadeye Ambush deck with Curse Scroll, Reordain, Yorvet's Gambit, which plays 2 traps. So this is Elves, Traps, Deadeye Ambush. Otherwise, looks pretty, or it just looks pretty standard. It's got a Mahakam Horn. That's cute. We have Off the Books. This is just mid-range Off the Books with King of Beggars and Siggy Mastermind. And Novigrad. Double Sesames. Okay. Sesame Off the Books. Tailbot, Demarcation, Coleman, Paja, and Poisson. This is my top 5 players going ever in order. Consider all this peak performance. That's cool. I remember really enjoying Poisson's play. And Paja. I wasn't around when Tailbot, Demarcation, or Coleman. Well, I think Coleman came back and was playing ladder a bit. But I'm not really familiar with the first 3. Yeah, if you don't have like flutters, if you don't draw your flutters, you're just cooked. That's what sucks. You also like some matchups is just terrible. Like against aristocrats, or we're talking about vampires by the way, or against symbiosis, or like Temple, Zeal Siege. Things that have like many cards you have to control, like Engine Overload decks. You're just not good against them, really. Probably not great against Bounty and most Syndicate. Nah, Unsealed Elder is overrated. It hits Veil anyway. If you want to make a competitive vampire deck, you don't run Unsealed Elder, in my opinion. Alright, it's going to be Kepco versus Cyrus the Great in the first semifinals. We got Cyrus's Helga Enslaved deck got banned, and Kepco's Imperial Formation Soldiers got banned. So, I don't think I know Cyrus's Fruits deck. Let me check real quick. So, it's Mamuna, with Ethereal, Cyprian Wiley, Portal, Erendite. First scroll. There's a Ghoul. Pokemon had like an 80% in tournaments. Damn. 80% win rate? That's crazy. You guys have 1 minute left on Gamba.
I've no patience for humans.
Alright, so it's going to be mid-range fruits against Deadeye Ambush Elves. We have Reordain in hand, as well as Deception, Mahakam Horn. These Eldain decks have a surprising amount of like uninteractive points.
Round up the prisoners.
Yeah, like imagine you're playing vampires against this. It would be so annoying. There's no heist or anything, so Cyrus just, I think, probably just plays Griffin here. If it gets Serpent Trapped, then it gets Serpent Trapped. Like, it's not much you can do about it. There's no Verno? I don't think you usually play Verno in an Eldain deck, do you? Because if you're playing Verno, you'd have to play Eldain before your Verno, so you kind of have two finishers fighting with each other. Yeah, and the other thing about these conversations about like esports and who's the greatest of all time is that players as a population get better over time. And like, so like in StarCraft, I Am MVP was considered like the greatest of all time. In terms of like his dominance of the scene, he was. Wait. Why did this trigger?
See who is weak.
Because the Necrorat got damaged by 5, it triggers this? Because at that point it's at 0 health, and a 0 health card triggers Sticky Situation? Did you guys know that? That's crazy. So it takes damage, but it doesn't leave the board yet.
Every fortress has a weak point.
But like if you compare like MVPs, like who was dominant, and like he would, like if he joined the tournament, he was favored to win it, right? Against any other player, he was considered the favorite. Or like Slayer's Boxer for a while, but like, well, I'm not gonna make StarCraft 1 anyway. But like from like maybe 2015 onwards, like, or 2016 when Serral came around, like Serral is now considered objectively the greatest of all time. And if they had ever played like at their peaks, Serral's peak would demolish MVP's peak. But MVP was arguably more dominant in his era than Serral is, even though Serral's, most would agree, is actually just a better player. Mechanically, strategically, everything. And in terms of like his winnings and whatnot. So it's just, it's hard to compare these things.
We fight to the last.
Nowadays, there's no competitive scene, so it's not like you can't really evaluate things.
Yourself below ground.
Humans to the sea!
I didn't care about any new cards. I cared that they ended Gwent Masters. When they ended Gwent Masters, that's what killed Gwent. Is Maru better than Serral, winning so many GSLs? No. Maru was considered the greatest of all time for a while. Serral is just better. Maru is also older now, and like he has had injuries. He literally has to play around his injuries by like taking games to like playing slower comps and stuff. But Maro did recently win a tournament beating Clem, Rainer, and I want to say Cyril in like best of fives and a best of seven. Like just, but still like nobody's saying that he's better than Cyril. Wikipedia probably has better numbers and stuff. I like watching Maro. He's my favorite player. But Cyril's just like inhuman. So this sticky situation has caused some problems for Cyrus. He literally can't catch up. This is not good. He might have to just forfeit. Because he's got a 3, a 6, a 4, and a Mamuna. Like he can Mamuna for a Nekorat. That's kind of what he's forced to do. And then he'll be down 2 cards. One would say Cyrus comes with the sticky situation, yeah. I would have literally conceded either. This Nekorat will trigger a Thrive. And he does get ahead. But that can't feel good. Like that's his win con. That was a really good pass by Kepko, and I think Cyrus is cooked. Like, I don't see how he comes back. He has to pass here. It's also, this matchup was already cooked, because, like, this kind of deck beats mid-range. Because it has literally no control targets. And a bunch of traps. So, like, good luck with your Mastercrafted Spears, you know? You need engines to beat this. Because this is just a more evolved form of what this... I mean, this is honestly probably the play for Cyrus. Like, it has a higher win chance than passing and taking the long round. Roots are getting deep. Yeah, there's the Serpent Trap. That's the best trap you're going to get anyway. Short of, like, Erendite being big, but Erendite's not big. At least his sword is growing now. He's going to spread out his rows to deal with play around crushing.
Whoops a daisy. How utterly inept of me.
But of course, the trickster moves it back. I think this might be Cyrus's pass. He's got 29 points on the board. And he's getting a lot of traps. This is 8 points. It's like Heatwave's not doing anything, so you might as well just pass now. I think 6 tempo is not great. And your sword is growing right now every turn, so... This card is season immunity with 3 or less power. So this Mahakam Horn is 8 points. That's 18. This is crushing, right? So this is 8. That's 16 points. So he's already at 26. We see a Heatwave trade hoping to cause... the Heatwave was for 8 points. Even though this would have been the same thing if you put it up crushing. Kepko needs 12 points. He can get 8 from his leader and have 2-card advantage next round. Oh, this was not crushing. This was incinerated.
Time to die. I'll do so sword in hand.
He does have to double leader, but he gets there within 1 card. And this card played for 4 plus 7. So this was an 11 for 5. Hostage Taker is very, very strong in this deck. You need to Heatwave Deception. Yeah, it's hard to do that if you don't know what that is Deception though. And like this Arendite's gonna be a brick. Oh my god! This game was decided in round 1. Good on Cyrus to put in an effort, but like he's literally got a negative point card and a 0 point card. He's gonna play the Pret dive. Just to show what it is. Yeah. Kepko knows. He knows there's an Arendite. He knows all he has to do is beat 9 points. And this is 12. That's it. That's game. It was the round 1. This other stuff is kind of irrelevant. Good heads up play by Kepko, knowing to like play that deck on blue into Cyrus's lineup, and also knowing to pass when he did. So congrats to Kyrian and 5 others who made some toe beans that game. Couldn't bet too much, not to mess with odds, but the matchup seemed cooked from the start. Yeah. Yeah. I swear my body knew I was casting today and just decided to flare up my cough more than usual. Thanks for the follow, Conkler. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you. Did you know what deck put Miyamoto on the radar and why he was kind of a clown at the beginning? So I heard he played a bunch of like cheesy decks early on, like Unitless and that kind of stuff. But if you mean what put him on the radar, like didn't he do like a Iced Redea Coral combo or something? I'm curious. What put him on the radar? Okay, so it's going to be Fruits again. This time against mid-range Sesames. And Cyrus goes first. Blue coin against Syndicate on red. Let's see if he can get a better result this time. Syndicate, of course, loves red coin. He hasn't drawn any Sesames, but he does have Junior and Morels. And a Salamander Mage. See, they're going to have to change some rules of the game for him. Yeah, Miyamon's been getting nerfed since the start. Man, you know what I would love to see? And I don't know if you guys share my thoughts, but I would love to see like a best of 7. between Miamon and Pajable. Like I would just love to see that for some money, so they actually have to try. So we see the Griffin for Cyrus, followed by Furco into Sesame for Kepco. Curse Scroll for Portal. Before Miamon quits. Miamon's been quitting for a long time. Yeah, but like, if there was enough money in line, Pasha would practice. Like, it wouldn't be hard for him to be, like, he's playing right now, so he's not like, it's not like he's out of the meta. And I don't know that, like, Miamon playing ladder is giving him great practice versus someone like Pasha.
When pigs fly, eh?
Like, right now, Pasha is higher on ladder than Miamon. Pasha is 8th on the ladder. Not that it means a lot, but Miamon is like 46th. So Pasha is more active right now, as of today. You think best of 7 is too much? Okay, is best of 5 better? What makes best of 7 bad? I don't know. Like, I enjoyed watching Gabane's like games against shit when he did show matches against Nick R. I mean, I wouldn't. For me, it's not about seeing who's better. Like, I just like seeing people who are really good at their craft.
No doubt.
Like, doing what they do. It's just cool. Like, it's just a joy to watch. And so, if I could give them a reason to like try hard, like, one series doesn't settle anything. It's more just for like we get to see something cool. So Cyrus played a second Piggy. I would argue he overcommitted here, but it's not like he had less committal things to play, you know? He does have a lot of control in this deck. So maybe he can get rid of all the spenders. The problem is, and this is again why Syndicate loves Red Coin, is they can like play cards like Novigrad, they can float 9 coins. And they can not give you good targets till you have like been forced to play some stuff you don't necessarily want to play. I mean, I think Cyrus here is going to open with Mamuna just to slam a bunch of points, get his tempo going. And the problem is, even if you have like double last say against Sesames, if they get to set up and use their spenders efficiently, they can easily like get enough points because Syndicate's points tend to be spread out. It's not like they just have one giant one card or something that you can call punish. Here comes Novigrad. I expect to see a heat wave on this. We'll see. We'll see if Cyrus does it. Yep, immediately heat wave. Good for, yeah, I'm talking about a show match, Mr. Fan. Just 2 players. Invitation. If we could, like, this is just like wishful thinking. I don't think either of them are interested at all. But I'm just saying, like, in fantasy, that if we could see it, what would be like if you just had 2 players and you wanted to let them play? What would be the best format? You can't have best of 11 because you need to let them ban decks. Thank you, Sam, for injecting levity into the conversation, as always.
Shame to let this bounty go to waste.
So Toad ate a disciple. And then Kepko goes to 9 power. If this is not the easiest Riptide in the history of Riptides, I don't know what is. Yeah. Best of 7, Sam LH 420 versus Sam LH Battle of Papigas. Oh, it's already started. The trash talk has begun. The Papigas are already fighting. So Shady Vendor finds a sesame. That's nice. So there's now 3 sesames in the graveyard, sitting at 6, 5, and 4. And Cyrus is just putting on the pressure, saying,
Come closer. Come on now.
the problem is Kepko has Salamander Mages and Bank. So what I predict is going to happen is Cyrus is going to Arendite the King of Beggars. Yep. Maybe another Necrat would be good.
Salamander has no fear of fire.
Or a Fiend. Decree for a Fiend, actually, would be 9 points. So this is 15. Okay, he's going to play Cyprian Wiley in first. See what happens. Comes Junior, is going to remove the Necrat. Necrat wasn't going to get any value unless you decree another Necrat. But it's gone now. Basically, what Cyrus needs to do is get Kepko to either use all of his Sesames or use his Cyrus. And I hope it's... Oh, it's Ghoul. He goes for the... I think he should have saved Ghoul for next round. Because Ghoul would have been 11 points next round. Like, he got 2 more points now, but 2 points isn't going to be what decides this, is it? Okay, so Siggy Mastermind instead of Sesame is what Kepko decides to do. And he gets both Jacques and Tunnel Drill. So he's going to have an Oxenford Guard next round, but there's an Arendite and some control. It's possible he gets locked out.
Humanity will be fish while the survivors will be like animals.
But Kepko keeps all the Sesames. They are now at 2, 3, and 4, so easy to trigger. His King of Beggars is gone, so his Morels isn't free. He does have XCOM in hand. He mulligans the Eventide. What's he looking for? He wants the Oxenford Guard. And he doesn't get it. But he can get it with XCOM. Problem is, he also needs bodies, and this Mastercrafted Spear... What? What? We're sending away the spear? Cyrus, no! The spear is goated because the spear removes the disciple. Because you know the win con is Oxenford Guard. Guard needs bodies. Spear removes double bodies. So imagine instead of like... I guess Cyrus Spear wouldn't have...
I curse your name,
It wasn't proactive. Maybe that's why. Wait. He gets... He goes for the plunder and not the guard because he doesn't have the bodies anymore. But he does find street urchins. And he's got to get it to 17, and he does. He knows there's no more tall punish left. And Sesames go burr. If he had kept Spear...
You would make a good slave.
Could he have prevented this? I mean, he thinned his old deck. Of course he's going to draw everything.
Why the monsters?
Cyrus gives the GG to Kepko. Kepko advances to the finals. I mean, I can see Lock having value because if they eventide into something and get it past Erendite, but no. The only way to get it past Erendite is, yeah. So that was a bit of misplay. Grats, Rogros, on your points. So let me quickly see if, looks like the other game was also a 2-0. So Beetle versus Kepco is going to be the finals. Maybe I need to start playing in this tournament. It's like the same damn people every week. Somebody's got to put a stop to this. Hey, if you want to see the tournament decks, they're here. Will this happen at night? Yeah, but then most of the people that currently play wouldn't be able to make it. Are they playing in the day? It is what it is, man. Well, maybe you should organize a tournament at night. Then I can play in it instead of having to admin one. Okay. So it's the finals, a best of 5 between Kepco and Beetlegruff. Why they win the finals against Gruff? Yeah, usually one of you gets knocked out, right? We need an evil beetle, though? True. I guess Sean Beetle Stay Alive didn't fit. I was actually expecting Sean Bean to get knocked out in round 1. For it to be lore accurate, but... I'm kind of disappointed that didn't happen. I had the Ned Stark clip ready and everything. We can bet beans on Bean. True. That's interesting coming from Ash. Wait, Kepco is your brother? Younger or older, Mr. Fat? Do you bully him or does he bully you? Oh, fuck off. Bro, beans on your mind, man. All you do is eat beans and talk about beans. I didn't even have to work for that one. You just delivered it. No one bullies Giga Chad Mitra fan. So he's the older brother. Or is it more like brother as in spiritual brothers? Yeah, so he bullies noted. That's my response. Who plays NG in here? Both. Both play like a very similar soldiers deck. Well, not very similar. But yes, very similar. Like, not exactly the same. Kepco plays Shoop soldiers, and then Beetle plays Erendite soldiers. So it looks like Kepco didn't want to play against Quacks. And Beetle saw that last game and said, F that, I'm not playing against Sesames. What if Sean is evil Beetle? What if God was one of us? Hey, Hezdarova. Good to see you again. And thanks for the follow, Poisesta. Welcome in, welcome in. Every Sunday, yes. Every Sunday, same time. We've done 120 of these now. We'll have another. The 121st will be next week. All right, Beetle. It should say Sean. Beetle strong tournament player. Never be on ladder. Sounds like you need to join. How do you join this tournament? You just sign up. So this was the link for today. I'll update this command. You just type exclamation tourney in here to get it, or you can join my Discord, and I also posted there when I set it up. But just basically have 4 decks and show up on Sunday. 2 hours and 45 minutes ago is when it always starts. So whatever that is in your time zone.
What are you doing in my wood?
Okay. So we got Elves versus Parcel of Fury Ragnarok. This is going to be interesting. There's Angus, right? Which will boost everything by 1, so not enough to really prevent Bloodthirst. But it does make it slightly harder. Beetle has Coral and Skirmisher, Scald, and both Abordage. 1 Seagull and a Hammond. So 2 Pirates, 2 Abordage. It's a pretty good round 1 start. Capco starts with Yorvit's Gambit.
Don't you pester me.
And Beetle doesn't want to risk opening with Coral into 2 traps, so just starts with Scald.
Nothing like some overseas plundering and spring.
And yeah, the incinerating stinky situation combo works again. This is cool. Who has everybody always known about this combo, or somebody recently popularized it?
I can do a great deal.
So this is now a 4 points a turn engine, as long as the opponent hasn't passed. So we'll see how long Beetle stays in the round. And Kepco is putting new cards next to the trap to distribute these points to make sure that there isn't a really good heatwave target. This looks like an abordage to me, because everything was boosted by so much that you needed to create 2 Bloodthirst, and actually answers the kills the Neophyte with abordage into Hammond. Hammond on the Angus is going to get it to 4 power.
I never miss.
Back row Archer targeting the Sirens, and Aileron comes out. 35 points to 16, plus 4 points a turn. And this is similar to what was happening to Cyrus. So Beetle realizes that and passes. So playing Coral, Hammond, and basically trading them for an Archer is probably not the best round 1 for Beetle. The question I have is, does Kepco take the long round with Traps and Eldain? Because Compass, Care Trolled, Ragnarok doesn't have a bad long round, per se. And like some cards like Crushing Trap get more value in the long round. Yeah, and that's what we see. Kepco does in fact take the long round. Beetle's gonna play Care Trolled. Whether they play Burna now or save it for next round, I'm not sure. We might see just Care Trolled, maybe Seagulls. Igni in line pockets? That sounds troll. I mean, I guess if you had Brawler, Hepko is a genius. Block this gun with a strong unit has shield like Nova, yeah. But Sticky Situation just stays there active until you play a card that's low enough for it. So it's not... So like, if you play Siri Nova, the Incinerating would flip, but you could, in theory, drop another Incinerating, right? Did he need to play it to 7th with enough on a compass? I'm guessing no. Also, he played a Scald. Sorry, not he. They played a Scald. So let's count. Sov is going to thin 1. Burna's going to thin 2. That's 3.
Told you it'd be worth it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. What's wrong, Sam? Oh, abordage. Abordage is the 4th. Did he? Right. I forgot about abordage. I've been to Ursign Ritual. It got nerfed like 4 councils in a row because I Love Bears was playing on ladder and streaming. It's still there though. Like Golden Necker is. It just takes more than 3 brain cells to play. So for this, like even though Foul Blood was busted for like ever, it was never a popular deck. It's just more work playing it than like jamming NG Soldiers or Blaze of Glory Renfrey. And most people who play Gwent don't want to solve a puzzle every 15 minutes. Sometimes they just want to drink a beer and watch some TV and play some cards.
If I'm to die, I'll do so sword in hand.
So, Beatles, waiting for a chance to play Ragnarok, but really, all like compared to say like the Onslaught version, because your leader is a gold, you can wait. Like Ragnarok can be your second to last card, and then Sov, and then leader.
Won't pierce in gold, pierce in blood.
Oh, Yorvith is always the most points, I think. Oh no! Wait, no, he had to have known that. Right? I mean, he could have leadered, but he if he leaders, it dies to Ragnarok anyway. Is maybe the thinking? I don't know. Abordage bricked? It did. What are we doing? That's a misplay. I live in Houston at the moment, Mr. Fed. Before that, I was in Seattle. Before that, I was in Oklahoma. I've been all over.
Never relent, never surrender.
Leader will fix it? Leader won't? What? This is... I saw the Fury leader. Why not kill this? One more point, wasn't it? Play this on the back row, pick up the crushing, put the crushing down. What are we doing?
Piece of lembers.
Pitfall? Yeah, this abordage mistake is going to be very costly. Because the most Compass will play is like a seagull. Maybe that was the plan. Maybe abordage exists. No, because you can abordage into a 4P card and it would have been fine. right? Like, did Beetle save Abordage just to trigger Pitfall? No, because you draw another card. That card could have been... No. I'm overcooking. It was just a misplay. Sometimes people misplay. It happens. I mean, if you watch my stream, you might think that people can play perfect, but it's actually not that common. Not everybody can be really, really ridiculously good looking and perfect at everything. Should you have sausage for dinner? Ask your mother. Stuff it with yogurt? What? Gross. Gross. Also, what kind of sausage are we having? So that was Serpent Trap. Because Beetle knows they can't play Compass till after they played Soap. They don't want to brick. They don't want to brick Soap. Eldane gets played.
Best drown yourself with your damn nets.
There's So for 22 points. This is not looking good for Beetle. This can seize a 7. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, there isn't a 7 on the board, but... Like, imagine Compass into Svalbard followed by Care Trolled on this Raging Bear. Or on a thingy. On an Abomination. Yeah, it's just going to be Compass into Seagull. No, you should... They should Care Trolled first. Because then the Seagulls would have come out. That's a misplay. So minus 3 points. What? That was a lot of points.
For the Daisy of the Valley!
Okay. I don't know anything about anything. I did not think Kepco was going to lose by that much. I thought they had it in the bag, but Beetle wins by 6 points. Beetle tired. It's late in Russia. Isn't Kepco in the same time zone? Or am I wrong? It's calculated. Yeah, it's calculated. Yep. If I travel a lot, it's usually easy to tell who's English and who's from America. You have such an interesting pronunciation. Decided to check. I took like an accent test, and like it couldn't tell where I was. Like it was like a New York Times accent test. It was like, how do you pronounce this? And the test got confused. Grew up traveling, so like grew up in like 5 different countries, so that's probably part of it. Gamba Gamba, place your bets for game number 2. Kepco versus Beetle. What did each player ban? NG soldiers and off the books. Only American accent I can differentiate is a stereotypical yeehaw cowboy accent. But there's like 7 different yeehaws. That's probably like 50 different American accents, to be honest. Favorite is Boston. Are you wicked smart? Goofy but cute. Your mom didn't think it was cute. Oh, sorry. Just imagine Matt Damon saying it. Sausage with mayo in the end. Okay. You guys, I read chat. Maybe I should stop reading chat. Hey, Rasma, how's it going?
Keep a stiff neck.
Now we need to learn Japanese, and I'm scared. Oh yeah, good luck with that one. Learning Japanese is not easy. I mean, it's always easier learning a language if you know the alphabet, for one, but Japanese
Fuck
also
you,
has
need
complicated
to
grammar rules or whatever. Why are there 2 Sams, by the way? What do you mean 2 Sams? Are you seeing things? Okay, so this time, Beetle's playing the Scoia'tael non-Dwans,
We await the signal.
and Kepko is playing Shoop Soldiers with Calvite. Lockhaven, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. So, started with Vernosiel's Commando, gets locked by an Alba Cavalry.
Now we will see who is weak.
You're gonna see Vile on a Neophyte. This tells me Beetle wants to leave the round. Beetle doesn't want to stick around too long. Ragnarok seems to be the theme of the season. The thing is, Kepko's deck has like 2 artifact punishes, so Ragnarok and Fang Death could both get answered.
I forgive you.
Like, Vile is good tempo, is why I said I think they want to get out of the round. Maybe it's so they can play Saboteurs. I don't know. This one doesn't have... It does have Angus. Okay.
Now we will see who is weak.
We will take back what was stolen.
Any slapper? Oi! I guess he's not a VIP. Sorry, Rich. That's his life. What could you do? Oh, nice. Nice play with the slave infantry transforming the infused unit.
Every fortress has a weak point.
Does this one play Iron? No, there's no Iron Type. And there shouldn't be in a Calvite shoot deck, I don't think. So Kepco played one engine. Got answered. Has a few more left. Illusionists aren't great in this matchup, I don't think. QB VIP, goddammit. Give me money. Oh shit, we had a Hypecaster mode from Oversell. I didn't see that, I'm sorry. Alright, here we go. Round 2. We got Mushy Truffle, we got Bacala, we got War Council. You want artifacts? We got them. You want carryover? We got them. Bean says, I'm passing. Kepco's going to play Mushy Truffle into Illusionists because Illusionists are garbage and they should be ashamed of themselves for being only 5 points. Imagine being 5 points in the age of... Stop stacking these two alerts together. Imagine being a 5 for 5. Oh my god, these are 5 provisions now? I totally forgot. 5 for 5 in the year of our Lord 2026. I wouldn't wipe my shoe with a 5 for 5. We can play 11 for 5s. Well, what the hell's... What, a Corsair is a 12 for 5 now when it's nerfed? Or 13 for 5 and it's not, right? Am I... No. 12. It's 11 or 12. Doesn't matter. The point is 5 is garbage and it should be fucking ashamed of itself. This owned by its family. On the other side, we have Ragnarok and we got Feign Death because we're talented. We drew scenarios. Oh, well, more artifacts on the board. Marine and Imperial Fleet. What's Marine going to target? Who knows? Calbeat's been played, but so it's going to be Remedy. Yeah, okay. There's only one 5P card in the deck. It is getting to the top. 2 points a turn. The RN comes down, answers the Marine, says, get in the back and shut your face. No boost for you. Another Marine shows up. Can this one be answered? Doesn't look very likely, but there is Ragnarok. Ragnarok now will get full value. But we're playing Deadeye Ambush full leader charges so that we can Yaven this guy. Unlike Oriana, which belongs to the second-class peasant faction, Yaven does count himself on deploy. Oriana only counts allies. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Monsters belong in the trash, so saith Malegion and his friends. Here comes an engine from Kepco. Maybe this one will live, Copium. It's got 7 points already under its belt, but Ragnarok is going to come down and strip away its armor. We still have 4 leader charges, so armor can be reapplied. Easy, no problem. War Council also can get you a battle prep. You don't want Remedy in this matchup anyway, but there's not a lot of great options here. War Council could get like a battle prep or something. Who knows? This card's going to die because fire rained from the sky thanks to bastardization of Norse mythology. We got a sergeant, once again, pointing out that it's actually more than 10 points. It's 12 points because armor is a thing that like has an impact in most games. Okay, so stop saying it's a 10 for 6. It's more than 10 for 6. It's 10 plus 2 armor plus an assimilate proc. Heatwave answers the sergeant because Beetle understands that sergeants are a threat that should be wiped off from the face of the earth, especially since slave drivers exist. So now the slave driver... Oh, wait. There's another sergeant. What am I saying? What got Heatwave? Oh, it was a crossbow. It was a crossbow. Pepega caster is extremely Pepega. We're going to go with a Marine and not put it on the side? Are we... Oh, we want to truffle it and then switch. Wow, imagine thinking 2 steps ahead. Imperial Marine is on the board. 6 power, boosting 2 per turn, and Sean Bean is running out of ways to keep things in check. There is Ragnarok Chapter 1, but you also need to make sure you have 2 elves left to play for your Feign Death. I think we're going to see Elias played here. Elias, 5 damage. No, that wouldn't do it. You need more than that. Well, Elias still comes down. Where's the 5 damage going to go? Beetle is deciding. It is going to be the Marine. Maybe the hope is that eventually it will die to like a Verno or something. If you get a lower. Because it did have armor. Then again, hitting a 4 wasn't necessarily more points. Here comes Redea, boosting the Marine to 9 points. And right now, elves are wishing they had the concept of the call punish. They did actually, but they already used it. Eskel would have been. Is there any humans in this deck? Can people? Whoa, wait. Heat Wave on Feign Death. And there's still a Shoop. So this Shoop decided not to answer Ragnarok. I wonder what Kepko is saving the Shoop for. He's still got to play Rune Mage. He's got War Council as well. So War Council can't be your last card. And Rune Mage can't be your last card. So the order of these cards is basically decided. You got to play one of these two and then this. And a potato has been summoned.
Slowly.
Owen Mission Anis.
Why are you mentioning me? Bro, I'm going to take your sword away and shove it up. Oh, we got Marines with 14 power, and there's a pikeman? Where did the pikeman come from? From Rune Mage, because Kepko is also skilled at the video game. We have 2 Vernos Commandos. I don't know where the second one came from, but I'm not really... Oh, those just from hand. Okay. Qualified to speak on any subject whatsoever. Is it going to be Verno? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 15. Or... 13. So I guess front row is better, but there's 3 armor, so it could be worse. But then back row gives you a Ragnarok proc. So it's probably better to go back row. That's what I think is gonna happen. But we're gonna play Isengrim first. Wow, proc in the clear skies. Okay, so Verno might. Okay, now it can't go back row. It's gonna be front. 54 to 69. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 6. 10 points plus 4, 14. It's actually really close because it's going to be Shoop against Verno, right? Because right now, Kepko's only 1 point behind, but I think Verno is still more points than just Shoop. Unless he plays Shoop Transform. Wait, Kepko can play Shoop Transform. Is he going to see it? Shoop Mage, right? He did not see it. He went for 15-point Shoop, and Verno's going to be just enough by 1 point. Imagine if he had hit this armor. Shoop Transform would have won, right? Like, why wouldn't you? What other card do you think exists? Oh. Transform wouldn't win? Because it wasn't enough points? Yeah, because if you subtract... Is Transform a 4-body or a 6-body? It's a 4-body, right? So it would have to be like a card that's 3 points or less. Oops. So Beetle is now up 2-0 in the series. And Kepko is going to play Vampires. I mean, you can get 0-point cards. Like, what if it was Practice Makes Perfect? Because it's any special of any faction, right? Grown man watching a potato? Don't be creepy, my guy. You're watching a grown potato. Respect your elder spuds. Here comes Shinmiri's favorite card.
Tell me.
Sexy potato. Oh, you want sexy potato? I give you sexy potato. Hello. What's up? Nerf my hair? I agree.
Nerf this fucking card, man.
Watch what you say.
Officer and gentlemen.
Slutty Tata. I can be fabulous. It doesn't make me promiscuous. Here comes Riptide. So this is Golden Necker Sheet Wall. Sheet Wall? Sheet? What? Shield Wall. Golden Necker Shield Wall. Okay? Shield Wall. Words. Words. Against Copium Vampires. Now that Riptide is gone, we just have like a Feast of Blood, and that's it. But we can't use it because the Secret Service is still alive. So until, as long as that's alive, we can't apply locks. But there's another Secret Service, right? Or is that the... Yeah, there's another one. So even when this one dies, there will still be another one. And you can't answer this onager. With on deploy, it played for 7 points. And it procs when you click on an order from your shield wall. Procs when you use an order on Xavier. If you had like a vial on the board, it would proc from that. Here comes Necroraz, gets another Secret Service. Okay, but this Secret Service is gonna purify the onager. And then what? Honestly, he could just play Sangreal now too, to keep the onager alive. This onager's going nowhere. This onager is here for the rest of your life. Like, you're gonna be 65 years old talking to your grandkids, and that onager will still be there punching you in the face. Ping, ping, ping. Here comes another ping. Bam! In your face. 19 to 13. What are you gonna do now, Mr. Blue Coin Vampire? Yeah, you can't play Deathlaugh yet because, oh, you put your Riptide between 2 vampires, so you have to Heatwave it. You don't have a choice. At least he has Heatwave in his deck. So Oniro, Heatwave, and Onager. Here comes Lemons to answer the Oniro. Fuck you for playing an Echo card against a deck that has infinity provisions. Infinity provisions. Because we can fit like boiling oils and Siri and locks and lemons and Siri Nova and Visigotta and all the fitting in the world through Secret Service and just throw a random ass artifact. We don't even care what this is. Like, we could have played fucking Thunderbolt's Brew for all we care, because the rest of this deck is fucking bonkers. We're gonna get an extra card too, because now you can't, you already on the earth for Heatwave, you cannot answer Siri. So even if you by some miracle on the face of the earth manage to get ahead in the face of like random, like better Alzur's Thunder and 1 damage a turn engine, 2 damage that turn though. Even if you by some miracle manage to get ahead, we're just gonna play Siri, lose the round, and you still lose cards. So instead we're gonna play Siri Nova, which again vampires have no answer to because it has Veil and they already played their Feast of Blood. Lemons is just banishing things for kicks because he's just a hateful old man with an ugly, stupid face, and he just doesn't want you to have cards in your graveyard. There's no Incubus in this deck. There's no Necrotome. But we're still gonna click every turn to banish things because we're the clown faction. Long live Temerian. Okay, stop timing out, Rich. Stop it, R35. You are rapidly running headfirst into getting your sword removed. Only 1 account allowed here? That's it. You're cooked. This time it lasted for 3 more days than last time. Oh, and here comes Dandelion, the most wholesome of wholesome cards. Kepko does in fact find that operator. Lucky for him. Like, it could have been Unsealed Elder Regis and it just would have been bad news. So now he knows his Regis is on top.
Bloody stream.
Here comes a Griffin Witcher. And Dandelion's now just, what? 2 points of carryover per turn? Engine? And you might say, hey, just lock it. No, Secret Service answers that. Just damage it. No, it's got a shield. Not that there's anything in vampires that could do 7 damage anyway. CDPR didn't ask me, but I was saying that vampires, to be viable, need something that converts bleeding to damage. That would have helped in situations like this, but here we are. I also think Veil should only absorb 1 status. Veil should work the way the shield does. Like, you apply a status to something that's veiled, the veil goes away. Doesn't matter what status is. Pepco!
You've talked enough.
Sorry. Siri comes down, followed by Catacad. So, because there's no answer to this Siri, it will give Beetle another card. At least the silver lining for Kepko is that he's able to play Wild Riders and thin his deck, slightly improving his draws, but he's going to be down a card in a short round against Golden Necker. A saving grace is that Baron can't really punish Regis. That's the tall punish. But there's no Unseen Elder. Not that it would even be like game winning here. Detlef is still available and Oriana. There's a Flutter and 1 leader charge. Missing only 1 gold is probably okay. He has to open with Alp for some reason.
The wonders of projectiles and ranged weaponry.
I guess the idea is he wants to play Flutter and then... But... Like, this is also worth 7. So... Just drop the Flutter. And if he gets answered, he gets answered. You're losing 3 points either way. Might as well... play for the chance that there's no lock. Not that any of this matters, because Golden Necker is going to play Visigoth. Well, 50-50. Beetle didn't get one of the Siege Masters. Chooses not to lock the Flutter. That's also very interesting. I guess they're saving the lock for Oriana? Right. That's not interesting at all. You don't lock the Flutter because you have Bloody Baron. At least Kepko can take solace in the fact that Bloody Baron wasn't available in hand when Beetle had a Flutter on their side. Because if you've never seen pain and suffering, it's because you haven't seen NR play Bloody Baron against when you've given him a Flutter. There's just nothing worse. I don't think I've had a more painful experience than when Rashid popped a Baron and like gave himself a 19-point bleed or some shit.
Sometimes the price is too dear.
Here comes Golden Necker into Puzzle Box. Visigoth has 3 charges already, just from being played. And Onager's just gonna do Onager things.
Anything in particular interest you?
40 points to 27. But of course, this Baron is just enough.
We've a hero in our midst.
This is wrong. You shouldn't click it that turn. You should put this in the back row and then play Siri, but it doesn't matter because there's already enough points. So even without the Siri, Beetle was winning this comfortably. That's going to be 3-0 for Beetlegruff. Sean Bean stay alive. And Kepko gets swept 3-0 in the finals. What Beetle said at the beginning of the series, what Kepko said at the beginning of the series was, finally I get to beat Beetlegruff. And maybe they might regret that. No? It's the same because bleeding? Yes, back row versus front row is the same. But if the Blood Moon had hit the Onager, that Flutter would have gotten 2 more points. So saving your reset until after is all, like, in that scenario, is more points. Said finally I'm playing with Gruff yet. That lineup is horrendous for you? It is. I mean, Beetle did Q perfectly too. Like, if they had queued Shield Wall against your Deadeye, I think you would have had a good chance at winning that. Right? So they kind of predicted what you would. But the games were close, and we certainly enjoyed watching them. Thank you guys so much for participating. Congratulations for Beetlegruff for being champion of tourney number 120. We're going to have another one just like this next week, same time. I hope you all enjoyed the